Hey, everybody. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me today. And we're using the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. I managed to get that wrong yesterday. My two brain cells are still fighting. All right. We have Fork in the Road. And I love this because just pulling random cards, we seem to stay on a theme. And fork in the road is that moment in life when you're just not sure which opportunity to take. And earlier this week, we had the eggs of opportunity, and we're sitting on them, trying to hatch them and bring them into the reality. And sometimes we're not sure which one we want. And in those moments, it can be very difficult to know what action to take. And also easy to slip into analysis paralysis where we miss all the opportunities because we didn't make a decision. And the nice thing about decisions is you can always make a different one. It's that easy. And it seems like, I know in my experience growing up, it was almost like if you made a choice, that was that. You had to stick with it. You had to choose. Like, I remember even something so basic as if I wanted to take piano lessons, my parents would be like, "Well, you're gonna stick with it. I don't care if you hate it. If we pay for piano lessons, you're taking them until it's done. Got it?" So you kinda become afraid to make choices. Or, you graduate high school and all of a sudden you're supposed to decide what you wanna do for the rest of your life. Look, y'all haven't even given me the option of what I wanna wear, you know? This is a pretty heavy choice to have to make when I'm not really used to making my own choices because everybody told me what to do. And that's, I think excuse me. I think this is why we tend to get stuck in this analysis paralysis, terrified to make a decision because we don't realize that it's not permanent. A tattoo, even that, it's semi-permanent. You can always pay to get it removed. It's easier if you don't have to. Some decisions stick longer than others, but at the same time, don't miss opportunities just because you're afraid to make a choice. That's the only way you'll know whether it was the right one or not. And if it wasn't the right one, make a new one. We have the opportunity every day to make new choices. And that's what's so beautiful about being alive is that we can go down this path for a while and then think, it's not awful, but it's really not great either. Well, you come to a fork in the road. Which way you gonna go? The scary new way? The way you don't know about? That would be my recommendation. Take the path less known. And there's a poem. I wanna say it was Robert Frost, but I think I would be wrong. But about the path less traveled. Anyway, I'm not gonna get down that rabbit hole on whose poem it is. But it's about choosing the path less traveled and being happy that you did. We are coming to a point collectively where the path less traveled is actually going to be the right choice as things are changing in our financial systems, in our global systems, in our governments, in our leadership. Uh, there's going to be so much change coming over the next 20 years, especially. But even within the next few months, I mean, you'll start to see major changes happening. And we need to be in a position to adapt and flow with that. And part of these changes, this energetic shift that's taking place right now, is about getting back to what's truly, really important to people at a soul level, human beings. What is important to us? What is fulfilling for us? Where can I find passion? Where can I find purpose? So when you come to that fork in the road and have to make the decision which direction you're going to take the one that feels good. Take the one that's scary because what's scary is usually what we need. What's comfortable is where we've been. And if we stay on the comfortable path, if we stay on the path with all the street lights that everybody else is on, you're not going to see very many new things. It's when you take the path that's got some overgrowth on it, you might have to duck under some branches, and it's not very wide. It's a narrow path because not many have taken it. That's the path you want to take. That's the path that's gonna lead to growth. That's the path where you're gonna find fulfillment. That's where you're gonna have to learn to adapt and adjust to new things. And for our soul, for our soul at a spiritual level, that's what life is about. Growth, adventure, just enough uncertainty to keep it exciting. It's the one with the streetlights that somebody's already paved that we think we're supposed to take, that looks safe, that feels right. That's probably gonna be a lot less fulfilling, a lot less satisfying than grabbing a pocket knife so you can cut those branches and make your own path. Make the path that works for you, that takes you where you want to go. And if you pick the wrong one, st hey, just cut off wherever you're at. Don't wait for the fork in the road. Make a new path. Start your own. Trample the undergrowth. You know, pave your own way. And the reason I say that is because when we get we get comfortable following the path of least resistance. And I shared with you, I've been reading the book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And it's not the first time I've read it. I've read this book many, many times. Where we feel resistance is usually where we need to go. And that resistance, that fear, that intimidated feeling when we look at the path is most likely the clue that we need to know that's the one. That's the path. That resistance that we're feeling is our monkey brain trying to tell us that, oh no, no, don't go that way. That's change. You're going to have to grow. We don't want to do that. We're safe here. Stay safe. Stay safe. Take that road. That one. Right. The one with all the street lights where everybody else is. That one's safe. No, no. Safe is boring. Oh my god, safe is so boring. And if we wanna be happy, happy, like we talked about yesterday, it involves growth. It involves new things, new experiences, new surroundings. If you never step out of your comfort zone, you just wasted a whole lifetime of life school because 'cause you're gonna have to take it over again. You didn't do anything. If you leave the earth the same way you came in, you failed. We're here to grow and expand and evolve. It's our whole purpose of being here. So staying in the comfort zone means that you're not you're not going to pass. You don't get to graduate. You don't get to go on to the next level. And if you ever had to take a grade over in school again, I never did, but I had friends that did. And I mean, you talk about somebody who looked devastated at the end of the school year when they knew everybody else was going to 4th grade, and they were going right back to 3rd grade. Uh, that's frustrating, and especially you're looking at 1 school year that was like 9 months. We're talking about a lifetime. Excuse me. Usually close to a century, depending on, you know, average lifespan. However, that's a lot of time to just exist, to start over again. So, when you come to the fork in the road, when you're trying to decide what path to take, where you want to go, really from a soul level, look for the one that scares you. Look for the one that causes you to feel resistance. That's your path. And you'll find that once you get started on the path, once you start walking down it, it's only while you're at the fork that you feel that. When you're making that choice, that decision, because again, if it happens to be the wrong path, make a new decision. It's always an option. It's not set in stone. Take a risk, have faith, step out there, and if you have to detour, detour. It's all right. You'll get where you're going as long as you keep moving and keep looking for the things that scare you. Because when you realize that as soon as you face that fear and you step on that path and you start going down it, it takes you to beautiful places. And the next time you feel that fear, you'll recognize it and you'll be like, oh, wait, no, that's for me. My my purpose is down that path. And when you reach that destination, the reward that you feel, the joy that you feel, the confidence that you've established in yourself and your ability to grow and adapt is going to be so amazing that, I mean, that alone is reason to take the path that scares the hell out of you, right? So if you're coming to a fork in the road, keep in mind if it's already paved and there are street lights and everybody else is on it, it's probably boring. It's not going to challenge you. Don't be a sheeple. Don't follow the herd. The good things are away from the herd. So, all right. Well, I hope this helps. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will talk to you soon.